I was in a meeting earlier this week, some influential people, and the subject was our economic future in Mississippi. And by the time we finished our meeting, it was a consensus of the folks in that room that when a prospective business looks at Mississippi as a possible location, the first question they ask is not education, is not tax incentives, it's transportation. Can I get my raw materials in, and how am I going to get my finished goods out? And if you can't adequately answer that question, they don't bother to ask number 2 or number 3. They're gone. This facility today is a perfect example of that, of transportation, and what it's going to do for economic development in this area that the mayor's already mentioned. In turn, it will do for quality of life, and of course for safety. Safety for you and your family, your children and your grandchildren. Now, anything that can provide all of those, economic development, quality of life, and safety, is something worth doing. But I got to put in one little commercial here for those that have the power to do something about it. And a facility like this takes an investment. It takes an investment of tax money. And I think this is a great example of local government, state government, and federal government working together to manage and for the stewardship of those tax dollars. But ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot more opportunity out here than there are resources right now. And if we're going to invest in this kind of infrastructure, which we're going to have to do if we're going to have that economic development, quality of life, and safety, then you're going to have to make the kind of commitment it takes to do it. So that's my commercial today and my sermon. Thank you.
There's 2 groups I left out that are very important, especially me and Mayor Rogers. Is our alderman, Mr. John McHenry, is alderman at large for the city of Pearl. He's here. Mr. Terry Ishey's here, and also Miss Becky Tullis is here. They all here? Y'all waving? All right. Hopefully none of them are opposed. Also, my city board, I know I get a little wild sometimes. I got a lot of great ideas, I think. Everybody else doesn't. But my city board, I'd like to tell them appreciation for them being here. Alderman Don Flint, alderman at large. Deron Harvin is here. Dusty Rhoads is here. Kathy Smith is here. Kathy did make it. And Kirk McDaniel, he's here. Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for putting up with me. And fortunately, thank God I didn't have an opponent. So y'all have to put up with me 4 more years. Thank y'all for coming out. It's great that we got a chamber, Rankin County Chambers here, Pearl Chambers here, Flowood Chambers here. This is what makes it happen. And we got to cycle people through here. We got to go to Brandon. We got to go to Pearl. We got to go to Flowood to be strong. And we got to have ways to come and go. I let Commissioner Hall speak because I know he's pushing a bill real hard to widen Lakeland Drive during this legislative session. We have his full support and everything. And I want y'all to tell him how important it is for that quality of life, for that mama and daddy to get home in time to pick up their children so they don't have to pay extra at daycare. But he knows about it, as much about it as we all do. He's involved in it too. But, you know, be patient. That's a sign of growth. At least we haven't got potholes up and down the streets and, you know, plywood growing up on plate glass windows, and we can thank God for that. Thank y'all for coming out. Okay, we do have a, since there's so many, Chip Reynolds, thank you for coming. Greg Harper's office. I can see a little way. We do have a contractors having a catfish fry and everything at the end of the street, so y'all please come down there and let's have a word of prayer before we eat, though, because we probably won't be able to hear everything.